Hello everyone and welcome back to What to Watch Wednesday. I'm Kailee Harris and this week we're going to be talking about 3 of my favorite true crime documentaries that can be found on Netflix. First up we have Night Stalker, The Hunt for a Serial Killer. It's a Netflix original mini docuseries that premiered at the beginning of this year. Night Stalker follows the case of serial killer Richard Ramirez. Ramirez murdered, raped, and kidnapped 13 people from 1984 to 1985 on the West Coast. The docuseries tells the story of Ramirez from the point of view of the people his crimes affected the most, including survivors, reporters, and 2 detectives who caught him. The 2 detectives, Gil Carrillo and Frank Salinero, are the bulk of the interviews, recounting the crime scenes and their not-so-great experiences during that time. The docuseries itself probably isn't my favorite from Netflix. They make it a little too dramatic at times with the different shots they use when recreating the crime scene, but it's still a pretty good documentary. You should check it out. The second documentary I'm going to be talking about is the Netflix original docuseries Making a Murderer. The series is filmed over a 10-year period and follows the case of Stephen Avery. Avery spent 18 years in prison for the wrongful conviction of sexual assault and attempted murder of Penny Bernstein. He was then charged in 2005 for the murder of Teresa Halbach. His nephew Brendan Dassey was also convicted as an accessory to the murder. The first season focuses on the arrest and the trial that went along with them. It focuses on the accusations of coercion that were used on both of them. The docuseries shows how the police in the town were corrupt and wanted to charge the both of them just because of their upbringing. The second season focuses on attorney Kathleen Zellner trying to get them a retrial and prove that they were innocent. The series premiered in 2015 and it's still available on Netflix to stream. The last documentary is probably one of my favorites and another Netflix original. Conversations with the Killer, the Ted Bundy tapes, is a mini docuseries that premiered in 2019. The 4 episodes were sourced from over 100 hours of interviews and archival footage of the serial killer Ted Bundy. It includes interviews with his family, friends, surviving victims, and the members of law enforcement that worked his case. It chronologically traces Bundy's life, crimes, arrest, and escapes up until his death. Ted Bundy is probably one of the most famous serial killer cases, and it's super interesting to see his case in such detail. The tapes of Bundy talking to police and him during his trial are probably the most chilling of the whole thing. If you're a fan of anything true crime, I highly recommend checking out these docuseries. You should also check out my new true crime podcast with my friend Caroline Hobach, Partners in Crime, on the Daily Beacon YouTube page or Spotify. That's all for this week's episode. Tune in next week for more show recommendations. Thanks for watching.